hot stuff. You are allowed to want more for yourself, even when life is good. It does not make you ungrateful. It does not make you a shit person. It just makes you someone who knows exactly what they want and is not afraid to ask for it. I told a client once, I said, no one dies and they get to heaven and you are handed an award for being a martyr. It just does not happen. So a little bit of a story to tell. I had a guy from my past come over. This would have been a couple weeks ago. And he hadn't seen my place. He's known me. He was like one of my first friends when I moved to Melbourne. And he walked into my place and he was like, oh my God, this is amazing. He was so excited. And I was like, yeah, it's good. Like, it'll be good to get the reno done. And I think I'd made like a comment where I was like, yeah, I can't wait to I love it, but it'd be great to have a bit more space. And it was really interesting that he had taken me expressing my vision for my life and seeing this as a stepping stone to the future that I want as being really not grateful for the current circumstance that I had. And it was interesting that I was like, me saying that I want to eventually have a bigger place does not mean that I am not happy with how things are. It is me just identifying a life that I want to have and being unafraid to actually say that. And it is wild that I will have clients that will come to me and they will almost have to justify the things that they want. So they'll say, oh, I love it. I'm already successful and my clients are amazing and it's this, but I want this. And I'm like, when did it become a point where it made you a shit person to want more out of life? Because for me, you know what? It's I don't think it's bad if you want more for yourself. I love that you can identify that. And I love that you feel great to go and claim that. All fucking power to you. And I think it is up to us when we are alive, if we have the capability to do it, just squeeze as much as we fucking can out of this life. And I feel that this is where I think, especially if you are a woman, where it's we have been conditioned to associate ambition with dissatisfaction. And that if we want more money, we are being greedy. And that if we want to have a bigger business and serve a different client, we are not being satisfied. But it's interesting because it's do men get told this? And I really just don't think that they do. I feel that this is a conversation that is exclusively reserved to women to keep them small and in a little fucking box. And you know what I say to that box? I'm going to rip that fucking shit up and I'm going to set it on fire. And I'm going to do everything in life that I want to do. Because if I've got one life, I'm here to do this. I'm not going to have a chance to do it again. I'm not going to know all of you and have the beautiful mom that I have and the experiences and the friends that I have. I have what I have right now and I want to get the most out of that. So what I'm going to say to this is your desire does not have to be defended. If you want something for yourself, declare it and go and get it. And whenever you have pushback from people in your life, it is probably because they do not have the confidence to claim the vision for the life that they want that you do. And what they are doing is they are projecting everything that is coming up onto you. You want a course launch and you want to make $100,000 worth of sales because that feels fun. And they're like, oh, but what's wrong? That's a bit greedy. Everyone's struggling. It's cost of living. Fuck them. You don't know what you're going to do with that money. You could literally donate it. You could do whatever you want. But this is where you are allowed to have all of the things in life that you want, and you don't need to justify it to anyone. The only person that you have to justify it to is yourself, because you are the only person that is going to go out there and get it. You don't need a breakdown to deserve an upgrade. You don't need to be on your bathroom floor, crying in a corner, absolutely hating your life, and to have a rock bottom moment to decide that you want more out of life. You can be thriving. You can have money in the bank. You can have an amazing business and stuff that looks incredible. You can have great clients. Everything in your life could be good. And it doesn't need to come from this place of breakdown, of justifying that you want a better circumstance. You can have everything working for you and decide that this is great, but I know that I could get more. Or this is great and I know that I want more out of life. Why is it such a bad thing to want more for yourself? It's the universe doesn't have a limit. It's whatever you want, you can fucking have it. It's interesting that we do feel the need to justify this. When I've said to people, I want $1 million a year business, some people are like, but why? When I say that I want a really big, I want a big, beautiful apartment, I want this. And it's like they assume that I hate my life. And it's like, I love my life, but I just know the life that I want. And this is what it's going to have. What I would ask you is, do you sometimes feel like that you need to kind of have a rock bottom or a breakdown, or you get yourself in situations where you wait for stuff to be crap to actually claim the future that you want? So I want you to get really clear on what do you want? Or what parts of your life or business are doing well, but you know that you want more. And then I would get really clear on where you are not actually claiming that or stating that. Who are you minimizing this to? And for some people, it could be your partner, or it could be your family or your friends. And for some of you, it could even be yourself. You feel like that you actually can't claim what you want because you just know that if you tell someone that you want something, they're going to be really quick to say, but you have a really good life. And this is where it is so much about you having the conviction to follow the dream and to go and get that. And sometimes you just have to shut out the noise of other people. So I think the first step is you identifying what you actually want. Where there is a part of your life and your business where you are kind of just pushing away desire because you are telling yourself that you should be grateful, and getting really clear on like what that is. You know, I look back to when I had my Pilates business and how I had an amazing business and I had great clients and how I had an amazing quality of life. I worked 3.5 days a week in the studio, and it gave me everything that I wanted. I had a beautiful place to live. I had amazing friends. And there was something in me. There was this little seed of something. And that seed was, you are meant for more. The opinions of other people that I had to battle when I announced that I wanted to sell my studio, and I didn't know at the time that I was going to move to Melbourne, but I knew that this was the first step, that I had to let go of this business that I had spent 8 years building. There were so many people that told me that I was really silly because I had such a good life and I had built such a good business, and wasn't I happy? And the thing is, I was happy. And I was so happy, but I loved myself enough to honor the feeling that came up that I had to follow that, because I didn't want to get to the age of 40 to be still living in my hometown, doing something, realizing that the last 10 years have been out of obligation to other people, and for me feeling like that I should feel a certain way. So what did I do? I sold my business, I sold everything, and I moved to Melbourne where I didn't know anyone, and I started again. And this felt very scary. It felt scary because it felt like that I was wiping my whole life that I had spent 8 years building completely clean to do something, and I didn't really know how it was going to look. But I was so drawn to the fact that there was this seed of desire that I knew that I wanted more out of life and that I could get more out of life. And as I sit here right now, I sit in my beautiful co-working space. I'm looking at the board of business owners where there are some of the best businesses in Melbourne, maybe the country, and I am overlooking the city. And I feel great. I feel great because I had followed the desire that I wanted to live a life that I knew could be better than the one that I had. I wanted more for myself, and it did not make me a bad person. So what do you want? What is the more that you want for yourself? The next thing that you are going to do is you are going to name the guilt. You are going to name the thing that is coming up. What are you feeling? Are you feeling greedy or ungrateful or irrational? What is it? And then I want you to ask yourself, who is actually saying that? Whose voice is that? Because for some of you, it's not going to be yours. It's going to be society or your partner or your friends or your parents or your clients or your coach. Gosh, imagine that. Who is that voice? Maybe it's your past self. Maybe it is like your little 20-year-old self that's coming out being like, no, you should be really grateful. This is what you've always wanted. It's okay to want more for yourself, and it's okay for that to change. Then what I want you to do, knowing that we know this, knowing that you're like, okay, cool, I've identified this, I've identified where this is coming from. This is where I would say, what feels like a good, bold move that I could safely do next? So this is about you recognizing the future that you want and moving in direction, of course, making sure that it is safe to you and that you are really thinking through any big life choices. Like, let's be honest, I'm just a fucking bitch with a podcast. I don't know your life. This is up to you to make that informed decision. But if you are holding yourself back from doing things because you feel like that you're not doing them because you should be grateful, or that it's already really good, or you've got a really great business, why are you going to start a side hustle? You are allowed to want the things that you want. But what I want you to think about is, what are you going to do next? If you know that you want more out of life, how are you going to claim that? How are you going to bring that into existence? How are you going to declare this? If you know the thing that you want and you are trying to minimize and tell yourself, no, we've got a good life. Yeah, you have a great life. You have such a good life that you feel so safe to want more. What are you going to do? What's that next move? What does it look like? It doesn't need to be big, doesn't need to be a leap, just needs to be a step. What's that step? What are we doing? Babe, go and do it. Go and do it. I love this. I love you. I love you more than the fact that I'm on a roll today. I've been recording some podcast eps. I think this is number 3 or number 4. I'm like, how is my voice not raspy? So I love you more than that. You know, I have loved Pinterest, but I've even been getting into Pinterest more and more lately. I love that it knows me. I love the algorithm. I wish, you know what I would pay for though? I would pay for Pinterest Premium where there was no ads. That's something that I would definitely do. But I love that I can go there, and when I am feeling like that I'm not inspired, because I go to Pinterest and I pin stuff when I am inspired, it kind of feels like it's my mood board for the life that I will be living one day. You know, if you want more out of life and you're like, what does this look like? Baby girl, go to Pinterest and you pin that shit. So I love you more than that. I love you more than the feeling of when you have fresh hair and you have freshly shaved legs and you have clean sheets on your bed. That is the best sleep that you'll ever have. Like, being in bed is glorious. Like, I wish every night could feel like that. That's actually something I think my future self has. She's got like sheets washed maybe not every day, every 2 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, like really nice and clean. I don't like when they get like little lines in them and they feel funny. I actually can't stand a flaccid fitted sheet. That shit has to be tight. It has to be so tight that a coin can bounce off it. So I actually make my bed every day. I completely strip it. And sometimes I don't take the fitted sheet off, but I will take each corner off and I'll redo it. Sometimes I'll take it and I'll give it a shake. I don't know why. Do you remember that movie with Ethan Hawke where it's like I think of Gattaca. I'm like, get rid of the dead skin. God, this is a really attractive way to end, but I think of that. And yes. So hot stuff. Go forth, be hot, do incredible things, have a sexy day, and go get it.